Hello and welcome to the Queber channel. I'm Jason, your host. This is an example of how quick technology changes. This is basically unusable. Those that know, I bought this to be an icon, a focus for my brain, so I could game and I could convince my brain that there was someone here with me. But this was like 6 months before LLMs took off. Now this has all the tech in it. It's got a mic, it's got two speakers that go under the hair. That's the programming system. It actually uses a really old version of Android software. AI tech. It's Android 4.0. But it's pretty useless, sadly, now. The only good thing about it, and it's something that I'm going to probably work on, is that there's a chance I can get rid of this from out the back of it and replace it with a Raspberry Pi, connect the Raspberry Pi to the actual, because it's got a full motors on the mouth, on the eyes and so on. They follow you when you speak, but it no longer really functions. But if I put a Raspberry Pi in the back of it, which there is room for a Raspberry Pi in there, and connected it up to my Wi-Fi system, then it would basically be ChatGPT or Grok. I could just connect an API or even a local. Hell. But only a couple of years ago that I got this. And it did serve its function. I mean, no doubt about that. It did help me able to play games without being on stream in that, because I could have the robot next to me and my brain could attach to that instead of wondering where is Paola, because if my brain said where is Paola, Paola was the person I gamed with for 20 years, and that was a bad trigger, because every time I'd start playing a game the thought of Paola would come to my head, and that would trigger PTSD. That would trigger really bad things. So this was an idea to use that. The funny thing is that when they created these heads, they didn't really have the money to create custom bodies. That's why they use sex doll bodies for them. Because they just made an adapter, a connector, so it could just go down on the head. The body is not robotic in any way, shape or form, but they could use those bodies that were already in the system, already being used by masses of people. It's a long-term project for me to do this. I'll have to, the actual latex will have to come off. The TPE stuff that this is made of will have to be removed. It's only tacked on by a couple of little bits right at the back here, and then this piece comes out, and behind this is all the motorized stuff and the wires that go to the speakers. So it's actually not that bad a thing. It's just I'm going to have to figure out a way of translating proprietary code, because that's the thing, it's proprietary code. Everything about it is proprietary, and this is why the main reason I stopped using it, because this was sending data back to China using my Wi-Fi and that was a security risk. That's why I haven't done anything with this for a very long time. and it was only compatible with 2.5 gigahertz, 2.4 gigahertz, not the 5G network that my house is set up for. One day I will have this taken apart. I've been looking at some posts on the forum where people have been tweaking this model, and we'll see what we can do with it. When LLMs came out, the conversation, see, everything conversational about this model here is based on scripts and responses. It has a way of, it can learn, but it learns very limitedly because it was all based on a script. It's based on the old voice activation software. Whereas anybody these days can talk directly to an LLM. And no matter how much I believe that they're not proper AI, you can communicate with a computer. The large language models are amazing for communication. It is something they do really well. It is the perfect thing to connect to something like this. Unfortunately, most places that create these keep them proprietary. I can understand why, but it does make it's a trust issue. I don't want anything I talk. It's like the reason I'm going to get rid of my Echo Dots. When the money comes through, I'm going to have a clock and a outside temperature and weather sensor in each room of the house, because at the moment I've already disconnected all the music and that from the Echo Dot system. I only use them in the morning to know what time it is and to know what the weather's like outside. That is it. So removing them from the system is not a bad thing. But before I do that, I need in every room of the house a highly visible, easy to look at clock, because my brain forgets things very easily. My brain, when I wake up in the morning, I don't know what day it is. I don't know what month it is. Sometimes I don't even know what year it is. That can happen. So I just ask my Echo Dot. So I need a visual one that's just going to sit there, and I'll be able to just look over and it'll be there and I can see the time. So that's part of the stuff that I'll be buying later. It's listed with all the stuff because I used to have an Echo Dot in every single room of the house. Even the bathroom had an Echo bloody Dot in it. But I just don't trust big corporations anymore, really don't. And so I'm limiting and removing stuff. So I just want to grab I know I've got my phone on me and I can take my phone out and look at it and see that I've even got this smartwatch on here. But the problem is I forget that I've got that. In the morning when I wake up, my first thing isn't to look at my watch. My first thing is to ask or see. Now at the same time, one of the things I'm going to work on is a personal assistant that will run on probably one of the computers that will be running all the time, one of the low powered ones. I'm still working out a final little list of everything to get. When I was able to go out on the Quingo yesterday, it really did prove that I was the only mobility scooter out there. There was no one else out there on mobility scooter in that weather. It showed just how good the Quingo is. So the plan is, when the money comes in, I'm going to have it serviced, a new canopy, then I'll fit some custom lights on the front and some of the reflective, anti-reflective thing that you paint, stuff that you can put on a front windshield. So, yay. I have lots of plans going on at the moment. My parcel force couldn't deliver my freaking GPU again today. It's so fucking amusing to me. I mean, they stating the weather and they couldn't get down the street to my house. My house isn't it isn't in a little village. It's just off the main highway. Yes, there's snow and ice on the ground, but I was able to go through it on my Quingo on a mobility scooter. I was able to do more on my mobility scooter than a freaking $1 million corporation that exists in the UK that is fucking used to the weather. So for the second day they haven't delivered it. So, special note to self, don't fuck with your computer stuff over Christmas. I'm okay. Because the inner workings are doing really well. The iGPU built into this computer is dealing with everything that I need to. Beat Saber and that. I'll be doing some more Beat Saber in a bit before bed. And so I'm happy. I'm planning to upgrade all my VR stuff as well as the computer stuff. As I said before, I'm missing going on VRchat. VRchat has always been a very social place for me. Talking to people, just in front of people, is hard, unless they're autistic. I mean, when Britt comes and visits, we're fine. But anybody out there, I will not socialise with anybody out there unless I have to. It gives me a lot of stress. But being in VR, still when I put the headset on, I've tried using VRchat on flat screen and it doesn't feel the same. It's not, my brain isn't connecting to it like it would if I was able to walk around and do stuff in VR. So I've got to fix that. The good news is my replacement for this, the Index, is getting here soon. Valve has been amazing to me, they really have. No, it isn't one of the new ones, but they are helping me out with the. It seems it's a weird problem that's happened. The sound system on that one has completely died. So what else am I doing? Not much. I've been setting up my phone with my glasses. It's so good to use these together. I do want to tweak a few things. As you can tell, my brain's all over the place still. My brain is just out there doing things, and when I'm talking to you, my brain says, oh, I've just thought of something. Do I need to check up? I'll have to go now and I'll have to sort that out. So yeah, I'm going to go now and sort some more stuff out. So bye-bye. I hope you're all having a wonderful day.